Alex Rayner had never been lucky with assignments. Most days, he spent hours fixing ships that had seen better centuries, systems failing at the most inconvenient times. The space station where he worked was
I've been
small but
waiting for you,
busy,
Captain.
orbiting the outer rim of the Corin star system. Ships of all shapes and sizes docked there, each one bringing its own set of headaches. For Alex, this was just another day, grease-stained jumpsuit, oil-smudged hands, and the faint hum of the station's engines in his ears. When his supervisor, Lieutenant Caro, called him to the assignment board, Alex thought he was being sent to repair a minor cargo shuttle. He glanced at the panel, expecting a routine job. Instead, the assignment simply read, "Unidentified vessel. Priority immediate repair. No additional information." Still, a priority assignment meant better pay and maybe some recognition, so he packed his tools and made his way to the docking bay. The ship was unlike anything he had ever seen. Sleek, silvery, almost seamless, and entirely silent in the docking bay lights. No markings, no insignia, no visible entry ports. Alex circled it, running his hands along its smooth surface, feeling the faint vibrations beneath his palms. "It's beautiful," he whispered, more to himself than anyone else. His fingers traced the contours, noting subtle panels that likely concealed maintenance hatches. Despite its elegance, something about the ship felt alive, as if it was waiting for him to touch it. Alex tapped a panel and it slid open without a sound, revealing a network of systems that were far more advanced than the usual cargo or passenger ship. He blinked, impressed. "This is way beyond standard tech," he murmured. The wires shimmered slightly under his gaze, and tiny lights blinked rhythmically, like the ship had a heartbeat. He began the initial scans, checking for system faults. That's when he noticed a small, almost invisible device tucked under the console. Curiosity overrode caution, and Alex activated it. A holographic image bloomed in front of him, light bright, shimmering, forming a figure in delicate robes. The figure spoke in a language he didn't understand, but subtitles appeared in the interface. "I am Princess of the Lithari, sent to unite the scattered worlds of our system in peace and cooperation. If this message is activated, it means danger or circumstance has delayed my mission. Please ensure the safety of my vessel." That was a story that would get him fired and probably celebrated at the same time. He leaned back, scratching his head. Well, this just got a lot more complicated. He began inspecting the ship more carefully, realizing every system was interlinked with advanced AI protocols. Every panel, every wire, every component seemed to communicate silently with the others. This wasn't just a ship, it was a living entity in its own right. Hours passed. Alex worked meticulously, noting that the AI seemed to respond to his presence. At first, it was subtle, lights blinking in patterns he didn't understand, screens displaying minor adjustments that seemed tailored to his attempts. Then he heard it, a calm, smooth voice emanating from the ship's interface. "Who are you?" it asked. Alex jumped, nearly dropping his wrench. Alex Rayner, I'm here to repair the ship. Who are you?" "Why do you touch the ship with curiosity rather than caution?" "It is inefficient but surprisingly effective. Continue, and you may be able to complete the repairs." As he worked, he found the AI responding to his choices, rerouting energy flows, highlighting panels that needed attention, even subtly guiding him toward hidden maintenance nodes he would have otherwise missed. Time passed without Alex noticing. The usual hum of the station faded as he focused entirely on the ship and its AI. He repaired minor circuitry, recalibrated the propulsion systems, and carefully adjusted the energy stabilizers. Each task required ingenuity because the technology was unlike anything humans had developed. The AI tested him constantly, presenting scenarios that required him to think beyond standard mechanics. At one point, a panel flashed a warning. A navigation module was unstable. Normally, Alex would have replaced it, but the replacement parts didn't exist. Thinking fast, he devised a temporary fix using components from other systems, rerouting energy safely while keeping the module functional. Elijah's voice was calm but approving. "Your solution demonstrates creativity. Human thought is unpredictable yet effective," it said. Alex smiled. "Thanks, I guess." He had to admit it felt good being acknowledged even by an AI. As the hours stretched, Alex grew more fascinated with the hologram of Princess Alara. Her messages were brief but clear. She spoke of diplomacy, trust, and unity among worlds. She wasn't just royalty, she was a visionary. Every word made Alex feel the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. This ship wasn't just machinery, it was a vessel carrying hope across the stars. Late in the cycle, when the station was quiet and most other mechanics had gone home, a small alarm blinked on the console. Alex approached it cautiously, expecting a malfunction. Instead, the ship's AI spoke again. To ensure the safety of the princess, you must prove understanding of her mission through action, not instruction. It tested not just his mechanical skills, but his ability to reason, anticipate, and innovate under pressure. Hours passed as he worked through the puzzle, his mind racing through possibilities. He rearranged energy flows, balanced subsystems, and configured protocols in ways that would satisfy the ship's AI. Slowly, the system stabilized. Lights on the interface turned green, the hum of the engines deepened to a steady, comforting vibration. "You have succeeded," Elijah said finally. "The ship is ready for travel. Princess Alara may continue her mission with confidence." He had repaired a ship unlike any human vessel, solved puzzles no one else could, and proved his worth to an AI that evaluated everything with precision. He looked at the holographic recording one last time. Princess Alara's image flickered slightly as if acknowledging him. He felt a strange pride, a sense that he had touched something greater than himself. "Never thought I'd end up fixing a princess's ship," Alex muttered, shaking his head. "Of all the assignments, this one takes the cake." The ship was ready, but the universe was vast, full of uncertainty. And he, a simple human mechanic, had just stepped into a story that spanned worlds and civilizations. He glanced back at the ship one last time. It waited patiently, its AI quiet for now, humming softly like a living being. Alex realized that repairing it was only the beginning. The real journey, the one that would test his ingenuity, courage, and humanity, was about to begin. As he left the docking bay, Alex couldn't help but smile. He might be small and human in a galaxy of advanced civilizations, but in this moment, he felt significant. He had made a difference, and somehow that difference could ripple across the stars. And he knew deep down that nothing would ever feel ordinary again. Alex returned to the docking bay the next day, eager and nervous at the same time. The station was quieter than usual, the hum of the engines soft against the faint chatter of distant communications. The mysterious ship gleamed under the overhead lights, almost as if it were aware of his presence. Alex's heart raced. He had repaired it past its tests and won the approval of its AI, Elijah. But now the real question loomed: what next? He stepped onto the ship's smooth floor, the panels beneath his boots humming faintly in acknowledgement. "Okay," he muttered to himself. "Let's see what you've got in store today." "Alex, your work has stabilized the systems, but the journey ahead is complex. Princess Alara's mission requires caution and ingenuity. You must prepare the ship for interstellar travel and assist in navigation. You are now an active participant in a mission of significance. The vessel will respond to your decisions and creativity." Navigation controls didn't simply rely on coordinates. They required understanding gravitational flows, solar winds, and spatial anomalies. In short, the ship needed a human mind capable of adaptive thinking. Alex spent hours learning the systems, noting how the ship seemed to anticipate his intentions. If he leaned toward one console, another panel illuminated, offering guidance. The AI tested him continuously, not with threats, but with logical puzzles and efficiency challenges. During a pause, Alex activated the holographic interface to speak with Princess Alara. Her recorded messages appeared in segments throughout the ship, revealing her personality. She was intelligent, diplomatic, and brave, yet she trusted others to act according to their best judgment. Alex admired that. She didn't demand obedience. She demanded responsibility. One of the first challenges Alex faced was recalibrating the propulsion system. The engine array was unlike anything human engineering had ever produced. Each thrust vector required subtle adjustments, balancing energy flows across multiple dimensions of space-time. A single miscalculation could slow them down or force them to take a longer, more dangerous route. He studied the diagrams, tried a few test configurations, and carefully rerouted energy flows. Elijah's voice was calm but encouraging. "That is better, but there is potential for optimization. Consider patterns not as sequences but as interactions." "Patterns as interactions, okay?" He closed his eyes briefly, imagining the energy streams as currents of water in a river system. He adjusted the vectors with subtle finesse, and the engines responded smoothly. "Excellent," Elijah said. "You are learning to think as the vessel thinks. That is valuable." The AI was no longer merely a guide. It felt like a partner, almost a friend. He could sense the ship's mood, the way energy flows shifted when he approached. He laughed softly. Never thought I'd bond with a ship, and I didn't even know it belonged to a princess at first. A minor anomaly appeared in the ship's shield matrix. Normally, it was a straightforward repair, but the components were alien, their design unlike anything human mechanics had encountered. Alex scratched his head, studying the intricate patterns. Replacing the module wasn't an option. It didn't exist on the station. He pondered for a moment, and then realized he could repurpose existing components. By redirecting energy flows and combining circuits in a way humans might not have imagined, he could stabilize the shields temporarily. With careful adjustments, he managed to maintain the system's integrity while preserving the ship's core functions. Elijah's voice spoke softly, almost in admiration. Your solution is unorthodox. Humans are unpredictable in thought, yet your adaptability serves the mission well. The princess would approve of your approach. Plants from various planets thrived there, each carefully maintained by automated systems. He realized that Princess Alara had built a ship not only for speed and safety, but also for long-term comfort and sustainability. She had thought of everything. He paused by a small window looking out at the stars. The galaxy stretched endlessly, full of possibilities. He could almost imagine the princess traveling through the void, seeking allies, building connections between worlds. Alex felt a mixture of awe and responsibility. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was part of a story that spanned star systems. Later, the AI presented another challenge. A series of unknown spatial currents lay ahead, areas where navigation was complex and timing was critical. Elijah displayed patterns that represented the flows of energy, matter, and gravitational shifts. Alex had to chart a course using his intuition and understanding of the ship's systems. He studied the diagrams, mapping potential paths in his mind. After a few trial runs, he devised a route that avoided unstable currents while minimizing travel time. The AI responded approvingly. Your choice reflects both caution and creativity. Humans excel in intuition where calculation alone fails. In those moments, you must rely on ingenuity, reasoning, and your sense of responsibility. By the end of the cycle, Alex had completed a series of preparatory tasks: propulsion systems optimized, shield matrix stabilized, life support adjusted for maximum efficiency, and a preliminary course charted for the next star system. He felt a sense of accomplishment unlike anything he had known. He was part of something important. Alex, Elijah said softly, you are ready for the next stage. The journey will take you to regions where human judgment and adaptability are essential. Princess Alara's mission depends on your capability to act wisely under uncertainty. Humans are unpredictable, but in ways that allow creativity and innovation beyond logic alone. Trust your instincts and you will succeed. Her image flickered softly, the words of her message echoing in his mind. If this message is activated, it means danger or circumstance has delayed my mission. Please ensure the safety of my vessel. His mind replayed the day's challenges and triumphs, the patterns of energy, and the strange sense of partnership with the AI. For the first time in years, Alex felt truly useful, his talents recognized in a way he had never experienced before. He was part of something greater than himself, something that mattered on a galactic scale. The next day, he returned to the ship with renewed determination. The AI had prepared a set of tests designed to challenge both intellect and intuition. Alex moved through the tasks with confidence, each success reinforcing his belief that humans could be more than just workers or bystanders. They could rise to meet challenges that machines alone could not solve. At one point, the AI presented a simulated crisis, a sudden shift in the ship's gravitational balance. Alex had to reroute energy and adjust thrust vectors to maintain stability. He thought fast, recalling previous lessons, and executed a solution that stabilized the ship in moments. Elijah's voice, calm but approving, filled the cabin. You acted with foresight and creativity. Humans possess qualities that cannot be replicated by logic alone. Your adaptability ensures her success in ways technology alone cannot. As he prepared to leave, he paused for a moment by the observation deck, looking out at the stars. The galaxy stretched infinitely, full of unknown paths, unseen challenges, and opportunities for ingenuity. He felt a sense of purpose he had never known before. The ship hummed softly beneath his hands, almost as if acknowledging his presence and efforts. Alex knew the next stage of the journey would be even more challenging, but he felt ready. He had learned that human creativity, intuition, and resilience could achieve what machines alone could not. And in this vast, complex universe, those qualities were priceless. Alex left the ship with a final glance, a promise to himself and to Princess Alara. The mission was far from over, but he had proven that humans could rise to extraordinary challenges. And as the stars stretched endlessly before him, he understood something profound. The galaxy was vast, full of mystery and possibility, and humans, though small, had a role that no technology could replace. The ship floated silently in the vast darkness of space, its sleek silver hull catching the dim light of distant stars. Alex Rayner sat in the navigation chamber, staring at the holographic star map projected before him. The galaxy stretched endlessly, a web of planets, star systems, and uncharted anomalies. After the past few cycles, he had learned to trust the ship, its AI, and most importantly, himself. Every calculation, every adjustment, every improvisation had prepared him for this moment. The journey beyond the mapped regions of the galaxy, into the unknown, where Princess Alara's mission truly began. Elijah, the ship's AI, spoke softly. Alex, the next phase requires both careful thought and intuition. The path ahead contains spatial anomalies and energy fluctuations that standard calculations cannot predict. You must rely on your judgment. As the ship entered a dense cluster of asteroids orbiting a dim star, the navigation systems detected unstable gravitational pockets. Normally, the AI could calculate an optimal path, but these anomalies were chaotic, shifting constantly. Alex studied the holographic map, watching the patterns of movement and energy. He leaned back and closed his eyes briefly, imagining the gravitational fields as invisible currents in water. He began to plot a course, adjusting vectors carefully and anticipating the way the asteroids would drift. The ship responded smoothly, weaving through the cluster with elegant precision. Elijah's voice filled the chamber, calm but approving. Your solution demonstrates an understanding of dynamic systems. Humans excel where prediction is incomplete. Your intuition allows success in uncertainty. Next, the ship's sensors detected a field of high-energy particles radiating from a nearby star. The particles interfered with navigation and propulsion systems, threatening to destabilize the vessel. Alex had to think quickly. He studied the energy readings, noticing patterns in the interference. The particles weren't random. They pulsed in a sequence, almost like a rhythm. Using his knowledge of the ship's propulsion systems, he adjusted energy outputs to synchronize with the pulses, effectively riding the waves of interference rather than fighting them. The ship glided through the field with minimal strain, the engines humming smoothly. You adapted to the environment rather than resisting it, Elijah said. This approach is rare but effective. Humans possess creativity that can turn challenges into advantages. He adjusted systems, rerouted energy flows, and optimized propulsion in ways that would have seemed impossible at the start of his journey. With each success, he grew more confident, more aware of his abilities. At one point, a series of small holographic messages from Princess Alara appeared. Her voice was calm, her tone determined. She spoke of alliances being built, of worlds that needed guidance, and of the importance of her mission. Alex listened carefully, understanding that the stakes were higher than he had realized. The ship wasn't just a vehicle, it was a bridge between civilizations, and he was a part of that bridge. Then the AI presented the final test, the one that would truly determine whether Alex was ready for the next stage of the mission. A massive spatial anomaly lay ahead, a swirling field of energy that disrupted sensors, interfered with propulsion, and warped space in unpredictable ways. Calculations alone could not solve the problem. The ship required ingenuity, creativity, and human intuition. Alex studied the anomaly, mapping the energy flows and noting the areas of relative stability. He thought about all the lessons he had learned, the patterns, the currents, the pulses. He realized that the anomaly could be navigated not by brute force, but by understanding it, almost as if it were alive. He adjusted the energy outputs to match the rhythms of the anomaly, shifting propulsion vectors in subtle, precise ways. The ship responded instantly, gliding through the swirling chaos with surprising grace. The AI monitored silently, then spoke in approval. You have succeeded. Your approach demonstrates human ingenuity at its finest. Machines alone could not have achieved this. Princess Alara's mission benefits from your efforts. As the anomaly cleared, the stars stretched before them in calm brilliance. Alex leaned back in his chair, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. He thought about the princess, about the world she sought to unite, and about the trust she had placed in a human mechanic she had never met. "Alex," Elijah said, her voice soft, almost reverent, "your contributions have been invaluable. Humans possess qualities that cannot be replicated: creativity, intuition, and adaptability. Princess Alara recognizes the importance of these traits. You are a key part of her mission. And your empathy ensures that decisions are guided by wisdom, not just logic." The galaxy was vast, complex, and full of uncertainty, but he had learned to trust himself, to adapt, and to think beyond conventional solutions. Then another challenge appeared. A planet in a nearby system was experiencing a communication breakdown. Its orbit was stable, but diplomatic contact had been lost with neighboring worlds. Princess Alara's mission depended on maintaining those connections, and Alex now had a role to play. Elijah guided him through the communication systems, which were advanced and delicate. Alex had to reroute signals, calibrate transmission arrays, and adjust frequencies in real time. He worked methodically, improvising where necessary, and soon the system stabilized. Contact was re-established, messages sent, and diplomatic channels restored. "You acted with precision and foresight," Elijah said. "Humans are capable of resolving complex problems with creativity and judgment. Princess Alara's confidence in your abilities is justified." He had done more than repair a ship. He had actively contributed to maintaining peace and communication across worlds. It was a feeling he had never experienced before: usefulness, importance, and respect. As the cycle progressed, Alex continued to navigate, repair, and optimize the vessel. Every task was an opportunity to demonstrate human ingenuity, every challenge a chance to prove that adaptability and intuition could succeed where rigid logic might fail. Finally, after what felt like endless hours of testing, navigation, and improvisation, the ship reached a calm region of space. The systems were stable, the engines responsive, and the shields optimized. Alex allowed himself to relax for the first time, leaning back in his chair and letting the hum of the ship soothe him. "You have completed all preparatory tasks," Elijah said. "The vessel is ready for full mission deployment. Princess Alara's journey may continue with confidence. Your role is secure, your contributions recognized." He had started as a simple mechanic, sent to repair an unknown ship, and now he had become a vital part of a mission that could change the galaxy. He realized that humans, though small and fragile compared to advanced civilizations, possessed qualities that were irreplaceable: creativity, intuition, adaptability, and empathy. He looked at the holographic recording of Princess Alara one last time. Her voice echoed softly in the chamber. "If this message is activated, it means danger or circumstance has delayed my mission. Please ensure the safety of my vessel. And I'll keep making sure it stays that way." But he knew one thing for certain. Humans had a place in the stars, a role that no technology or alien intelligence could replace. And with that knowledge, he felt ready for whatever lay ahead. As he prepared to leave the navigation chamber, Alex paused, looking out at the vast cosmos. The stars shimmered like scattered diamonds against the blackness of space, and he felt a profound sense of connection, not just to the ship or to Princess Alara, but to the endless possibilities of humanity itself. The galaxy was enormous, full of unknown paths and unseen wonders. But Alex had learned that humans, with all their unpredictability and creativity, could rise to meet any challenge. He had seen it, proven it, and now he carried that knowledge forward. And as the ship moved onward, silent and elegant through the void, Alex knew that he had discovered something extraordinary: that even the smallest human could make a difference across the stars, shaping the future of worlds and the course of a princess's mission. He smiled, a quiet, satisfied grin, and whispered to himself, "Not just a mechanic anymore, part of something bigger, part of the stars themselves."